Welcome back, senpais, to the Nagatoro Every Week podcast, or should I say, Nagatoro Every Week, the Conqueror of Shambala. We have returned, finally, a little later than expected, to discuss literally every single chapter of Nagatoro ever. We're going to go in excruciating detail. Isn't that right, co-host Evange?
That's true, and yeah. It's been a little while.
It's been a little while.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Exactly. The original plan was, alright, something fucking huge is definitely gonna happen on chapter 100. And then, that's when we'll strike. Like a mamba. Chapter 100 was fine. I don't remember it being, it wasn't exactly earth-shattering, otherwise we probably would have done this when the original plan
Yeah, we kind of thought there would be a bit, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been development. We thought there would be, like, a little something more. I've heard through the grapevine of Reddit, so, I mean, like, take that with whatever grain of salt you will.
We love you, Redditors.
We do
but
love
we will
Redditors.
have some
Keep
things
on
to say about
podcast.
you.
That's true.
We will have, I'm gonna have to sit you guys down for a second later.
Okay, but I've heard through the grapevine that 100 isn't as important of a number in, like, Japanese culture as it might be for us Gaijin Americans. So I'm expecting, like, the 100th chapter to be something special might not be accurate for us.
I'll take your word for it.
I'll take my own word for it. I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is. It also didn't help that a certain action RPG video game happened to release a little while, maybe like days after the upload of chapter 100, and possibly kind of stymieing any sort of concrete plans for a little while. That's right. I was playing a lot of Babylon's Fall. And it just consumed my life. But I'm back. And we're going to talk about basically all of the manga that the anime hasn't covered. At least, I mean, we can talk about, like, the early manga if you really want to, but I didn't really reread it for this.
I think, I didn't reread that. I think we can start fresh. This is new material. We're conquering new frontiers here.
Yeah, like Shambala.
Exactly. Look, this is a great joke. It would be so much better if I've actually seen the fucking Conqueror Shambala movie. We'll move past that. Setting that aside.
Yeah, setting that aside, our main character's favorite little catchphrase that I noticed that they say all the fucking time.
Yeah, I just picked, like, let's get right into it. I just kind of picked up on that. I was like, yeah. It's like, that's something that was in the anime, I think.
It was.
Kind of got noticed, him saying that. I definitely noticed it more, because I think I started from chapter, like, it was like 80 or something. I started reading at a different point. I think I started reading later than you did.
Yes.
I started at what I think is the most pivotal point in the manga up to this point, where we've kind of it's changing the narrative a bit. So we're shaking things up. Whereas so far, like, the anime, the manga, it's kind of been like daily slice of life. Nagatoro comes, she fucks with Senpai, teases him, and, like, they go about their day.
Hijinks ensue.
Hijinks ensue.
I started my reread basically exactly where the anime left off, so chapter 50 something, and I was kind of surprised. I thought that the culture festival thing was like in the early 30s, not like low 50s, which makes me excited for season 2 of the anime if we're averaging about 50 chapters a season. I feel like it'll be less. Cool. Although we don't even have a release date for season 2 yet, do we?
We haven't gotten any more information about it, I think, since it got announced.
Yeah, so it's probably not even happening this year. It's probably going to be like an early next year thing. Which
we'll see about that.
It's a bit of a shame.
I think
whatever.
The point I started reading in was the introduction of a certain new character.
Okay, all right. Let's get into this because discussion of this character, if I recall correctly, bled into some of the every week episodes, but we kind of held our tongues because we didn't want to talk about her. And she is. Do you remember the reaction to this character when she was first introduced? Because I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was there was a lot of doom and gloom over this specific character, and I guess the reason I'm being coy with her name is because I forget her name. So Evange, please tell the audience this girl's name.
I remember her name. Her name's Kohai-chan. Yeah. I'm not googling it. Shut up. What do you shut? No, stop talking. I'm not googling her name. Tsunomiya.
Oh, yes.
I remember
Tsunomiya.
that. That's crazy. Hana Tsunomiya.
Yeah. So Tsunomiya is the younger sister of the class president.
That's incorrect.
Wait.
She's her cousin.
Oh, cousin? But they look so similar.
They do, and she calls her like One-chan, but I think as more of like a term of endearment.
One of those.
I'm pretty sure he specifically calls her cousin.
I see. Okay. Actually, that's starting to ring a bell. Now that you mention it.
Even though they're shown like living and eating together, but like I don't know.
I always find those kinds of relationships weird, but I was never
really
very close to my cousins.
That's true. So. Yeah, I've got a shit ton of cousins, but I don't live close to any of them, so I barely know any of them.
Yep. Same.
But like it really would have made a lot more sense for her to just like be her sister with how they're shown. Like it wouldn't really change anything in my opinion.
I guess he just like didn't want there to be like so many sibling dynamics, but like
I guess
because Nagatoro has her siblings, which we'll get into, but
that's kind of it though.
Yeah, I guess
you're allowed to have siblings.
Yeah, right.
I don't think it really takes away from what Nagatoro has.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of semantics. It doesn't really matter. It's like she's her cousin, but she lives with her and calls her sister. It's like, who fucking cares?
But this might be the single most important event to happen in the manga.
Yes.
In history, I might be so bold to say.
Yeah, like the eclipse. Nothing compared to the introduction of Hana Tsunomiya, I'll say.
Unprecedented.
Naruto versus Sasuke, step aside.
But yeah, so like you were saying, there was a lot of doom and gloom when she was introduced because the greatest fear of many a romance manga reader is the introduction of a rival.
The bizarre love triangle, as I've heard. Yes, it's really it's a fucking blight. It really is, just because these things are already going at a fucking snail's pace, and adding a rival is just like add water to increasing your chapter count by like 500 times. It's crazy. Have you
unnecessary drama?
Yeah. Have you ever read High Score Girl?
I have not.
Well, I'm not gonna get too lost in the weeds on this, even though probably could, because since the last episode we pretty much talked about my dress-up darling more than
every great podcast has horrible, extremely long tangents. So go ahead, brother.
I also can't really get too far into it because I never finished it. The reason I never finished it was, one, I caught up, but two, they introduce a fucking rival girl. And it just like completely fucking killed any sort of interest I had in it. And people somewhat understandably were pretty worried that this Tsunomiya girl was basically just going to sweep our senpai off of his feet and there was going to be some sort of like, oh my god, senpai, how could you do this to me even though I do nothing but tease you? Why did you never make a move? And senpai's just like, I don't know, I don't understand anything. It's all...
What an incredible twist it would be for the manga Ijiranide Nagatoro-san to all of a sudden just change and just like, nope, senpai swept off his feet by this new girl. They're going out now. Nagatoro loses.
Well, you know, that would be something. But the problem is that these love triangles never do that. As far as I'm concerned. Maybe like Kaguya.
It's only ever really the case in like harem manga where they're introduced from the beginning. These characters that are introduced like midway through the season are just there to cause like drama and increase the chapter length.
And like with like harem stuff, it's like, you know, it's on the fucking tin. You know what you signed up for. You're not getting progress. You're not getting the P word with a harem manga. With a romance manga, you're also not really getting it. But there's almost like an anglerfish, like, pardon the word, tease of the P word. That said, we have gotten quite a lot of progress, just not in the they ain't fucking yet, kissing, dating.
How many of the series are they though?
Kaguya, I guess.
I mean, fair enough. We'll get those pages. We'll get those pages someday, brothers.
Yeah. We all can't be god kings like Kaguya.
That's true.
But yeah, I feel like we've gone off the track like 500,000 times. Basically, everyone thought she was gonna cause problems. I think if you go back to the manga discussion threads in r/Nagatoro, you will see people being like, well, actually, the highest voted stuff you'll see are people being like, well, hang on, guys, let's calm down a little bit because the nice side of me wants to say that rational voices prevail, but also it's probably a little bit of cope, at least at the time. The fact that they were proven right is just a cherry on top, because I feel like I've talked too much. Evange, please elucidate everyone on Tsunemiya's role in
Nagatoro. She again, this is why I say she is the single greatest thing to ever happen in the manga. She is the opposite of rival come to drag out the number of chapters and like put a fucking hard stop to the progress. She is an avatar of progress in this case, where she supports Senpai and Nagatoro's relationship so much that will do anything in her power to get them together. She
basically is attempting to attach a jet turbine onto this ship, and folks, it's kind of working. Something I actually wanted to point out is in my reread, something I noticed with hindsight is that this is also, oops, I dropped something. This is also something that that class president, who, does she have a name? Do we know? She has a name?
Yeah, she does. Sana Tsunemiya.
Yeah, all right, so Sana-chan, if you will. Something she would actually do quite a lot, and it's pretty evident even in like her introduction arc, where basically she's the one who gets Senpai to kind of pushes him to draw Nagatoro or whatever. But it runs in the family is basically what I'm trying to say. Or really almost like every single supporting character is trying with all of their power to get these two together at all costs.
At most points, there's a funny little arc we can get into about that.
Yeah,
and protecting Senpai's virginity.
Oh yeah, that one. That's the one where that's the totally not NTR arc, right?
No. I am talking about the date arc. Or the not a date.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the one where he takes her to the. We're gonna be bouncing all over the place. The one where Senpai takes her, or Naoto. We can just call him Naoto.
Naoto. Yeah, we got it like that.
Yeah, we got it like that. As of chapter like 74 or something, we finally get his name, sort of, because his friends call him Naokun, And I think is that the first time his friends show up in the skiing part?
I think so. We might see them a bit before that. I think, don't they say his name in the anime too, like pretty early? I remember us bringing that up at some point where like someone calls him Naoto.
That might...
his mom does. His mom does.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, there we go. That's his name. Yeah, because I remember we were being kind of coy with his name at some point. Yeah. So Naoto, although it's kind of gonna be hard to transition to calling him that from when
he'll always be senpai in our hearts.
Yeah, senpai and nothing else. Anyway, as you were saying, the protects. Yeah. So the idea in that arc is,
ladies and gentlemen, if go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Fellas. The idea of this arc is that Senpai takes Nagatoro on a date to the aquarium because she likes penguins. I mean, who doesn't like penguins?
She fucking
loves those fucking penguins. And in a surprisingly uncharacteristic move from Gamo, her and Yoshi, because Yoshi's like your shadow. And I think is Sakura there too?
No, she's not.
She's not. All right. Well, just doing their own thing. They conspired to basically try to ruin the date. At least that's what it appears to be at first.
I don't really. I do think that they like mean well, and they just like want to follow him around and like just like maybe tease him or something. Because like what I said before is exactly what they say is like they figure out they're going on a date, and Gamo's like, damn, Nagatoro's really raring to go here. Senpai's in danger. Even further than that, his virginity's in danger. We have to protect him at all cost.
It just seems strange because she plays matchmaker quite a lot. Even early on, even stuff in like the anime, you can kind of see that she's sort of like trying to subtly push them towards each other. You think she'd just leave them the fuck alone? I remember there being pushback towards Gamo's actions.
That's no fit to understand. That's no fun.
Yeah, well, we need our delicious conflict. Yeah. And I think they get like stopped by who stops them?
Well, they get stopped by Hana, but also at the last moment
right,
before
yes. That was a very big moment for
before Gamo's about to go like screw with them or something. She like grabs onto her sleeve at the last second and is like, "Hey, we should stop." And then she's like, "Okay, yeah, we should stop."
Yeah,
it's like, okay. At the end of the day, they mean well, and they want to let her have her progress.
Yeah,
and us too, the reader.
It's what we deserve it. Tsunomiya has really, really fucking funny faces in the so far.
Another highlight of her character, is like along with like I think one of the biggest. I would say she's the biggest change, but the biggest change in the manga by far is the improvement in Inashi's art. Like,
yeah,
I'd probably say. Maybe from like 50 onwards, like there's a extremely noticeable improvement. Like probably I'd say from like the halfway mark to where we are now.
Yeah, like especially if you even compare it to like the old webcomic stuff. It's like leaps and bounds better. And he loves to show it off too. Yeah, like every I wrote this on like my notes. Like 20% of this manga I feel like basically just close-ups of Nagatoro's face. The summer festival, I think, that was like the first big, I say big when they're like 2 chapters long, like multi-chapter like story arc, right?
You're gonna have to remind me of that one. I didn't reread that one.
It was in the anime. It's the one where they go to like the summer festival with the fireworks and shit.
Oh yeah, they're in like the firework viewing spot, and they think they're alone. Then all of a sudden the fireworks flash, and they realize there's a bunch of couples around them.
Yeah, that actually happens a lot. There's a part later on where like during the Christmas Eve chapter where they're like at the school after hours, and it's like, oh no, we don't want to get caught. Quick, let's go to the roof. No one will be there, and then like everyone's there because it's the school roof, and everyone goes to the school roof. That was good. To tangent again, something was this like I wrote down for that chapter, which I thought was really weird, was or not weird, but was like strange to see and not really be explained, is that when they're hiding from like the teachers so that they don't get caught being in the school after hours, they go to the nurse's office, right? And in the nurse's office, they see like a silhouetted figure on top of a dude, like behind curtains, and like the guy name drops Sakura, and it like, you know, the silhouette is supposed to imply that it is her, and they never really elaborate on that. I was expecting like a sort of like, oh haha, misunderstanding, but it really does just look like that Sakura was just fucking some guy in the nurse's office.
I don't really think there's any room for ambiguity here.
There really isn't.
Sakura fucks.
But
that's sick.
But that's weird because like a couple chapters earlier, Nagatoro was basically talking about how like you always she does like some sort of fucking baseball metaphor. Let me see if I can remember it. It was like you always pitch but you make them strike out. I guess she took that advice to heart and just got some dude and went to town.
Not just one dude too. There's a much larger implication throughout the rest of the series that Gamma gets around, and hey,
Sakura.
good for her. Oh yeah, Sakura. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Gamma's heart was only for one man, as we will later learn.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
In the most recent chapter.
Oh yeah, what chapter are we on? Chapter like 106?
We are on 104. 104 is where we're at right now. And
there's gonna be a chapter
Japan
before
Golden Week, the holiday in Japan that is like, is it a week long? I don't know. It's called Golden Week. Has cheated us out of a chapter. Because it's like like no one works this week. Like every single manga goes on break, and when we have a bi-weekly manga, we're waiting a month now at least for our chapter. That hurts a little bit.
Well, One Piece updated.
No, it didn't actually. It shouldn't have last week.
It did. Last Friday, yeah. It was a new chapter.
I'm going to tell you you're wrong right now.
Yeah, I read it with my own two eyes. I'm not gonna say what happens in it.
All right.
Because
we had a chapter on April 10th, and we had a chapter on April 24th, and we have not had a chapter since then.
I didn't dream this. I did not dream this.
We definitely did not have a chapter last week.
You're smoking weed. I'm looking at 1048. Okay. It's right here. Chapter 1048.
That chapter literally has not like officially released yet. So you've exposed yourself as someone that reads chapters early, unofficial scans. I see how it is. I see how it is.
Why wouldn't I?
Okay, Tech, that chapter literally has not come out yet officially.
Oh, boo! Whatever.
There's still a whole week difference between that and when the other one before that. Look, I'm right, you're wrong. Just accept it. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on. This isn't the One Piece every week podcast. Okay.
Thank God.
Whatever, man.
Oh, I couldn't handle that.
Stay tuned, listeners.
Yeah, stay tuned for eternity. What the fuck were we talking about?
The most recent chapter and what's going on with that. We're on chapter 104. Look. We're skipping around a lot. We're not held down by anything. You want to just talk about the most recent arc?
Yeah. Well, I expect if you're watching this, I highly recommend that you read every single chapter of Nagatoro, because you're gonna be. I mean, you're completely lost otherwise.
This is an aside, but the viewers can say, hey, we should probably include like a spoiler warning at the start of this episode. That's a really good idea, because we're getting some spoiler territory.
Yeah, so Gamma's into Nagatoro's brother.
Yeah, okay. Let's give the viewers a bit of context. I guess if we're talking about, maybe you do want to listen. Maybe you're just interested to hear us talk about Nagatoro, because I really like the most recent arc. And for the viewers that don't know. We're in the classic school field trip arc, and what can I say? They're knocking it out of the park with this one. Like absolutely flawless, absolute perfection. It's like, because Senpai, he's the one in charge of planning this field trip for his group. So like everyone who's listening to this probably knows like the cliche of like the Japanese school field trip you go on, and you usually get to like lead your own group and everything. It's kind of like It's kind of more like you have more freedom than you might in like an American field trip kind of deal.
Man, field trips in high school. I actually don't really remember a lot of them. To be honest.
Now look, I asked that question. I can't either, man. Okay, let's move past.
No.
Okay.
I was leading into something. I do remember some, or one in particular. I remember is that we went to the Boston Aquarium. It's a pretty big aquarium. It's like got a big circular dome not dome, but like a circular little tank in the middle where a lot of like big wildlife, sea life are just kind of swimming around. There's like a giant ass turtle in there. Name's Myrtle. She's like over 100 years old at this point. Hopefully she's not dead.
Hopefully, God bless.
Yeah, God bless. But it was a nice little field trip. It was kind of like up a spiral, like kind of. If you've been to go to the Boston Aquarium if you're in town at that point. It's a nice little place. I think we even saw penguins there. I had a shitty like Nikon camera because I didn't have a phone. This would have been like 2015 or something. As if that's like an excuse. People had phones back then, but it was like a shitty little Nikon camera that I took pictures with, and I don't think I have the pictures anymore, funnily enough. But it was a pretty good one. I remember being very rowdy on the bus ride home, and I feel kind of embarrassed about that whenever I think about it, or just screaming on the bus.
I've got stories to tell about that, but that's not for the podcast.
Just like annoying everyone. I imagine.
Being a horrible, obnoxious teenagers,
just hoodlum shit, crazy.
Yeah, real hood shit coming out of Tectonic.
Absolutely. But yeah, okay. I think that's the only really big field trip I can recall. They don't fucking take you on field trips in high school. They take you on field trips in middle school.
I was like, the only things that come to mind for me are like things I did for like clubs and stuff I was in.
Clubs. You were in those?
I was in those, man.
I was part of the Go Straight Home Club.
Damn.
Yeah, that's alright.
It'd be like that. But okay. The field trip arcs. Okay, so they're doing it. Senpai's planning the field trip, and things get a little you get a little bit of drama because Senpai he's a fucking nerd.
He's got an itinerary. He's got
an itinerary. Look,
he wants to
go.
There's only so much time in the day,
Mm-hmm.
It's like the fucking God. Did you ever go to Washington D.C.?
I have been, yeah, when I was a really little kid.
Oh, not for like a school trip or something.
Nah.
Oh, I went to DC in middle school, and like they really fucking jam pack it. You have because you're there for like a week, or a school week rather, and you're basically on schedule. Wake up at 7, and you get back to the hotel at like 8:30 or something.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it was it was cool. I haven't been back since. But it was a nice little field trip. A big final hurrah, I'd say, for middle school years.
Probably very similar to a trip to Kyoto, which is where they go in the manga.
There it is.
Which is I think it's a pretty common thing for the anime manga school field trip arc to go to Kyoto. I think it's probably like a colloquial like Japanese student experience.
That's their DC. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
It's the cultural heart of Japan.
Okay. But so Senpai's got a real hard on for like Buddha statues, and like all he wants to do is go see Buddha statues, but like he's in a group with like Nagatoro, Gamo, Yoshi, all of them his friends, and they're like they don't fucking care, they don't want to do it. Nagatoro wants to see the penguins, Gamo wants to go see the Shinsengumi, Sakura wants to see ninjas, Yoshi wants to go see the deer. I can't believe I remember all that. That's crazy.
God damn, Yoshi's such a
they want to do all these things. So like okay. I'm just explaining the plot, but okay, things change up. They go on the field trip, and things start getting a bit hot and heavy. Because when you're on a field trip, you're like, boys are sleeping with the boys, girls are sleeping with the girls in the same room. You know what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
But what does one do when sleeping over on a school field trip? But talk about love.
Yeah, totally.
Love they do. So girls get a bit chatty. We find out Man, we really are skipping over stuff because at this point we haven't talked about Nagatoro's brother, and I want to skip back to that, but okay. It's
Nagatoro has a brother. That's kind of all the context
has a brother
you need at this point.
If you read the source material, you already know that.
Well, yeah, very true, very true. But I will talk about that a little more when we go more in depth with Nagatoro's brother.
Yeah, but we get the spicy reveal that Gamel's got a little thing for Nagatoro's brother. That's cool. It's a nice, like, one of my favorite things in romance series is when you've got the main couple and they're doing their thing, but these kind of have like the nice little side ship going on the whole time.
The side hustle.
And there's just progress going on with that, and that's always a really nice little sweet thing to do. So I hope we get updates on this as we move forward.
It's a damn shame. I mean, Yoshi's gonna have to work a lot harder to break this crush of Nagatoro's brother. I don't know if she'll be able to do it, to be honest, but I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for her.
I hope Yoshi finds her own love.
God bless. Maybe like a block of wood or something.
Damn, brother. I think one of the things that the manga probably could do at this point.
I ship Yoshi and Plank. I'll say it.
Hey, that's cool. One of the things the manga could do at this point is like probably maybe flesh out Yoshi more, because she's kind of a non-character.
She's just there to be like funny. She makes dumb faces and basically repeats whatever Gamo says. I think the anime actually did a pretty good job of giving her a little bit of an arc in that last episode, or last couple maybe.
Did it? You'll have to remind me. What was that?
I actually don't even remember. This might even be in the manga, but like she stands up for Nagatoro and kind of just in a way you wouldn't expect her to do. Just kind of like thinks for herself in a way. Mm-hmm. It was like it was a small thing, but it was there. But yeah, you know. Do we even know if Nagatoro? Do we know if Nagatoro's brother goes to the same school as them?
He probably did, but like Senpai's a third year at this point, so he probably definitely doesn't at this point.
Touche.
Because her brother and sister are definitely like graduated from high school at this point. We don't know, like, in my mind, I think her sister's like the oldest, then her brother's like a bit older than her, and then there's Nagatoro. It's kind of how I see the order.
Yeah.
They're definitely both college students, because I mean, I'm sure it's like living with your family in Asian cultures is a bit different, but like I imagine since like both her brother and sister still live at home, that they're probably both college students at the moment.
I think the sister is probably older than the brother, but I don't know.
That's
for sure.
Definitely the vibe I get.
Yeah, just the way they carry themselves. That's kind of where the manga is like ended, right? Is that like little gossip thing?
It's the current arc we're on. I think like the next like 1 or 2 chapters are going to be like fleshing that out a bit more, because they're going to go to they're going to go to the aquarium. They're going to go see the penguins. Nagatoro's going to make a really happy face, and I'm going to save that image to my folder.
Yeah, do it for her.
We've got a much more important arc going on that we're kind of taking it aside from with this current arc.
Yeah,
this is Nagatoro's judo, her getting back into judo, and a certain promise that we have between Naoto and Nagatoro.
Yeah, it's this is kind of like the breather, I feel like, for this bit. If there was ever going to be a kiss, it will be at the end of this judo thing that's been going on for like almost over 20 chapters at this point. It's over time this Nagatoro's gotten a lot more serialized, which only makes sense. It's just kind of, you can only be like a gag a chapter manga for so long. You kind of have to spread your wings a bit, but even still, it's nice to see that.
And it really is for the best.
Yeah, this feels... As
we've proven with more recent romance series, the series doesn't have to end after they get together.
It doesn't. Like, it does not.
God
damn it.
All the, what?
No,
huh?
No, I was saying God damn it. As in, like, better not.
Look. look, we're safe, brother. There's nothing to worry about. Because look, other manga that have like amazing progress, they get together and they keep going, and it just makes me happy. Okay, all but one of these make me happy. Anjo-san, which I've definitely brought up before on this podcast.
Anjo-san has come up.
Amazing manga. They get together. Spoiler alert. Spoiler for all of these, I guess. They get together. Still going. Great manga. Komi-san. They get together. Fuck that manga though.
They
takes
do?
Too long, drags out. Yeah, they do.
Oh,
That's the current things happen is that they're literally dating now, which is pretty cool.
oh wow! It only took like
Kaguya.
5,000 chapters.
It only took like literally 350 chapters. Kaguya, they're dating. They just fucking finished the most recent arc going on in that. They're still going. They fucked. Look, there's plenty of progress to be had.
It's there. It can happen. All right. It's not a dirty word, everyone. It'll happen. Just have to be patient. God damn it.
Nashi has a plan.
He does. Just trust the plan, okay?
Trust the plan, guys.
Well, all right, Evange, have you read Tejina Senpai?
Tejina Senpai? No, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna look it up immediately.
All right, so I was reminded of this when I was doing my reread. They did like a chapter where they collabed with Nagatoro. It's like a magician guy, I guess.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. This got an anime, and I watched like 2 episodes.
Wait, it did?
Yeah. It was a little bit of a big thing. It was because this is in the same genre as Nagatoro.
Oh, it isn't.
And I mean, yeah, it's the girl tease.
Oh, it is. I thought you were saying it isn't.
Oh no, yeah, it is. Girl teasing the kind of stoic guy.
S-dere is what they call it. Sadistic dere. Yeah.
I'm down. I fuck with that. Oh, God,
I would assume so. We're here talking about Nagatoro. So.
Hell yeah, brother. But
That's right.
it's this. Oh God, what's the other one with the short stack girl? You know what I'm talking about. Sugoi Dekai.
Oh, what the fuck is it? What the fuck is it? My senpai is annoying or something? No, that's the office
that's
girl
a different one.
I don't
know.
Oh my god, how do I not remember that stupid girl's name? I do not like that one.
All of these series like got animes like season after season after season.
That Anjo one hasn't though, right?
It hasn't. I don't even know. I don't think Anjo is even like officially translated into English yet. So look,
it's like the prodigal son. Almost.
It is. It is the last holdout of no anime. The feels when no anime.
That's crazy. Because these are
huge.
One of these days. For whatever reason, these are really popular.
For some reason,
yeah.
can't figure it out why.
Yeah, strange. That eludes me. But regardless,
setting that aside.
Yeah, but setting that aside, exactly. Do you have a favorite arc?
Ooh. I think my favorite is definitely a recent one because I think I separating the manga into like sections. I absolutely prefer where we're at now versus where we're at the beginning. I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of plot. I'm a fan of progress.
I think the manga has only gotten better overall. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think my favorite arc is kind of the current one we're in with the judo and Nagatoro getting back into judo and kind of conquering some of her demons.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
As we learned, it's like she was into judo and then this is actually one of my gripes kind of with it is that like, and maybe it's good to show a flaw of her. It's like she like was doing judo and she was like just really like talented at it, and then she lost like a single time, and she immediately quit doing it.
It's pretty anime. I feel.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit contrived.
It's like, I'm worthless. I can't do anything.
Well, like she's got her motivation back. She's back in the club. She's got kind of like a good relationship with her rival, like her judo rival character.
Yeah, it was like.
I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
And we also have The Promise.
The Promise, yes.
Which is once Nagatoro finally beats this other girl who's much better at her than judo right now. Shien Senpai. Drum roll. Stop. We'll kiss.
Kith. It'll happen.
Yes.
And when that happens,
The
we're
manga
going to
will
the front page of
immediately
Reddit, bitch. That's right.
That's right.
Fuck whatever new power-up Luffy gets. Senpai and Nagatoro kissing. That's gonna be a big moment. And we'll be there. Hand in hand. We might even call an emergency meeting to just somehow stretch out talking about that for 30 minutes against all odds.
Look. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say my favorite arc.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's an older one, not too old, but it is one with the introduction of a new character. It introduces a new character, and it's the arc where Nagatoro is sick.
Ooh, this would be your favorite.
This is a very important series of chapters. This and I think we can count the one where Senpai gets sick like immediately after as one big chapter, or one big arc, because a lot of stuff happens in this one. Most a quick little recap. Nagatoro she calls out of school because she has a cold. And Senpai's like, well, where's Nagatoro? And her friends are just like, well, she's at home. And he's like, okay. And, he decides to work up the courage and actually go and see her. Unbeknownst to him, Nagatoro does not live alone. No. You see, Nagatoro, she's got a sister. Her sister, Oshino, is a very fascinating character. She's pretty much like the final form of Nagatoro, I'd say. She in that, like, it almost recontextualizes Nagatoro's attitude and the way she acts, almost as if like she's emulating her sister in a way, which would make sense. You always want to like be like your older siblings, at least to a point. Although we also see later on that it might just be like a thing that we need to see her fucking parents. I need to know it, because either they are exactly like their kids and they're just like sadistic fucks, or they're just like the weird, like nicest, most normal people ever.
No, I think you're spot on. I think her mom and dad are gonna have like the exact same dynamic that her and Senpai do.
That would be really so like corny and dumb, but like whatever.
It'd be perfect though.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect.
It's the dad being a doormat is pretty. That's probably gonna happen. But anyway, Ogi, her Nagatoro sister, she's cool. We just like her, because she's hot. That's it.
She's cool. She's hot. She's a bit cheeky. She's got the same kind of attitude Nagatoro does. She teases Senpai. Threatens to call the cops on him.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a really good introduction to her. And you get a little this and that. You find out, this is the arc where you find out Nagatoro's first name. Sort of. You sort of find out her first name, because they've been calling her Hayachi basically throughout the entire show, but I don't think anyone ever called her Hayase until now. This might be different in the anime. Confirmation. This is probably different in the anime, because I'm pretty sure someone calls her Hayase in the anime, and I think we pointed that out. But regardless, for some reason, Senpai, I know this is like a big thing, that like calling people by their like first name is like a really big deal over there. You have to be like really close to sort of get into doing something like that, from what I understand. Yeah. But even still, it's kind of like, all right, come on, Senpai, like, it's her name, but it ends up that Senpai gets sick as well, and then Nagatoro, the roles are reversed, and Nagatoro has to take care of him. And then there's like this like dream, like fever dream sequence where he imagines her and him are like married and like grown working class people. You see like Nagatoro in a suit, which is cool. I will say that that whenever Nanashi's done this like time skip thing, or like hypothetical time skip thing a few times, but whenever he does it with Nagatoro and Senpai, he never changes the faces at all. It's basically just like, here they are a little taller and in suits, when we know that he can draw like older characters. So I wonder why it is that he decides to do that. Maybe it's just because it's supposed to be like an imagination thing. I don't know.
I think it is. I think it's kind of just supposed to be like what's in his mind's eye, and he just kind of imagines like in his dreams it's just her. But yeah, like you said, she's just wearing a suit. And also, look, for all those other fans out there that can dream, Ijiranide Nagatoro-san Z. Ijiranide Nagatoro-san Kai, the sequel series. Like, if we ever get a time skip, like all of those fans who read Takagi-san have a, if you know about that, there's a sequel series of the Takagi-san, which is them just like as a married couple with a kid in the future. God willing, we get that someday too.
I knew about the I read a lot of Takagi-san back in the day. But I didn't know that it was a completely separate series. I thought it was just like every like couple of chapters or so the guy would draw like I think here they are as a grown up.
At some point it started as like a thing that he did in like the original series, and then it's like that author is also insane and has like 4 different manga series running concurrently.
Oh no
but he just like turned it into its own weekly series too, which is crazy.
So
Takagi-san is still running, and so is the like sequel series where they just are married and have a kid.
Takagi-san Z, yeah. Well, that's cool.
Huh? Yeah.
That's cool. It's Takagi-san Takagi fans are also. They also basically get to have their cake and eat it too, because you get the cute little romance, and then you also get like the don't worry guys, sort of chapters every once in a while.
Everything will work out in the end.
Everything will work out, and that's cute. But yeah, she's taking care of him, and in his like fever dream, he calls her by her first name, and hijinks ensue. We also see a little bit of Senpai's mom in this chapter. Not a lot, but
yeah.
Would like to see Senpai's parents too at some point. Maybe like a couple's dinner arc, maybe later on.
Yeah, the meet the parents arc.
Yes,
that'd be pretty interesting.
It would certainly be cool.
I know there's another chapter where kind of like. He's like Senpai's imagining like a sports festival, and like he's like falling over, and his mom's like on the sidelines cheering him on. I think that's another time where she gets shown.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Where
else do we have to go?
Well, we have to talk about Nagatoro's brother.
That's true.
We haven't talked about him at all. Well, we have, but we said we would get into him, and here we are. All right, so
viewers.
So all right. Let me set the scene. It's 3 in the afternoon and 34 degrees. Queensland, harsh summer heat. And there's a new chapter of Nagatoro out. And I think it's right after that aquarium arc. Or that aquarium date that they
I think it's pretty close.
And
I actually, before we get, I have a question.
What's up?
Do you remember if this came out before the rental girlfriend chapter happened?
This was way before.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
This was way before the rent-a-girlfriend stuff. Because the rent-a-girlfriend stuff was fresh when we did the dub podcast. Because I remember we talked about it there.
You're right.
And this had already happened like a while before. But I know why you're bringing that up, and trust me, I will get there. So basically, this chapter is pretty innocuous at this point, up until like the end, where Senpai sees Nagatoro talking to some guy, some like dude with like the crazy blonde hair. He's got some ear piercings or whatever. He's got like this fucking smug look on his face. Buckle
up, guys. It's time for the NTR arc.
That's right. Now, I believe that even at the time, people most fans were not fooled. Not so easily fooled. Even if you had even a small modicum of Nagatoro knowledge, you knew that this was a bluff. Mostly because of one little piece of lore from back when Nagatoro was like a webcomic doujin, and not, it wasn't like porn, but
Well, yeah, doujin doesn't imply
yeah,
porn, it just implies fan work.
Yeah, exactly. Or,
like original fan work.
Yes, but so back during those days when Nagatoro basically just comprised of like, oh, let me fucking kick you in the balls. That was what the old Nagatoro was like.
Yeah.
There was, in what is probably the cruelest thing she. This is technically not canon, but like the cruelest thing the character Nagatoro has ever done is told Senpai that, oh, you're too late, I already have a boyfriend, don't you feel fucking, basically just berating him to his face with this guy that she's with. This guy is revealed to be Nagatoro's brother. She was fucking with him, and I think she actually apologizes after this, because I mean, it's a pretty fucked up thing to do. Someone,
are you talking about what happens in the doujin or in the manga?
In the doujin.
Actually,
in the doujin.
Okay,
this happens in the doujin. So yeah, basically she pranks him. She does she pulls a little tease and pretends that her brother is her boyfriend. And for the longest time, people were like, this was basically like Chekhov's gun of like some sort of dubious canon of whether or not, like, oh, has Nanashi retconned the existence of Nagatoro's brother? Is he even going to use this at all? When is this going to come up, etc., etc.? So when this finally happens and we see this guy, I don't even remember if they match like characteristics at all. I actually I don't think
he kind of has like sharp eyes like her.
I mean, like in the doujin, like
oh, I think in the doujin we don't even see his face.
Yeah,
he just kind of has like the blank face.
Yeah, probably that sounds right. So, but like even still, as soon as I saw this guy, I was like, this is a bluff. This is her brother. And I think a lot of people were like that too.
There was some fear in the fan base. Some people were freaking out.
There was some fear, but I think once again, the rational voices held true, and yes, indeed, this was a bluff. This was just the introduction of Nagatoro's brother. Now, I was really I was happy to see this because this basically I believe basically every little snippet of lore from those doujins has been turned over now. From like her name, I think her sister is mentioned at one point, and now her brother. So basically the doujins have been completely taken care of in regards of like knowledge we have on Nagatoro. I just thought that was a nice like bookend sort of thing. Now it kind of sort of feels like we can move on with and get more new information about the character. Not to say that we haven't already before.
Yeah, no, but we're turning over a new leaf.
Yeah. And also her brother is pretty funny. It's a funny character. It's just kind of like a punk kid.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems pretty nice. And that's pretty much it. What I have to say about her brother anyway, because like I said, he hasn't really shown up as much as the sister has. Even though I actually don't think the sister has been in.
He is featured in the most recent chapter.
Yes, that was like his first his first reintroduction.
Yeah. We got to see a bit of her sister again too in there's a pretty short arc of that they start making like bento boxes for each other.
Yep.
Yeah, and her Nagatoro's sister appears while she's cooking to tease her, and also drops some cooking knowledge on our girl.
Yes. It's cute. It's a cute little chapter.
Yeah, it's nice.
Now, I don't think I have anything more to say regarding characters, but I do want to talk about I want to talk about Senpai Naoto, if you will.
Yeah, what do you got?
So if you'll notice, as of late, Senpai has not been wearing his glasses, basically, like, at all, and I think it's pretty clear to anyone who has taken an English class once in their lives will know that this is obviously supposed to symbolize that he's kind of coming out of his shell in a way. But something I wanted to point out that I noticed on a rewatch is that did he get the contact? Do you think he got the contacts specifically to go skiing? Cause that happens right before the skiing chapter, and now I live very close to a like pretty popular mountain that like a lot of people go to like ski. That said, I've never skied in my entire life or snowboarded, for the record. But I feel like I wouldn't want to wear my glasses during something like that, and would probably have opted for contacts too. So I just thought that was like a little interesting tidbit. I think that's sort of meant to be the like the in story explanation, and then it's also kind of like subconsciously he's sort of coming out of his shell. Do you think at some point his like hair will straighten out too, in a way? Because it's always been that kind of like messy little bedhead thing. I
think he's good how he is. I don't think that's going to change.
I don't think it'll change either. Because I mean, other like let's be honest, Senpai's character design isn't exactly like fucking 5 stars. He's very obviously a self-insert character. But regardless, I think like his chin is also probably a little more pronounced, but that could just be the art changing. So
I'll have to go back and check that out.
I can't say for sure.
I'm trying to find the exact chapter where he switches over to contacts right now.
I believe it's 71.
71?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. No, they're actually. I forgot about this. It's chapter 73. She actually like puts contact in his eye.
Yes, I wrote down a note for that one. The panel where she's like literally putting it on the eyeball is so fucking funny. It's such a weird picture that I wouldn't expect in a manga like this, but it works. It works.
She's putting it in.
Shut up.
There's a little bit of sexual tension there.
Even back in like I think the most vulgar it's ever gotten was in the zoo date that they did. There's like there's like a wordplay that's kind of lost in translation, but you kind of have to read like the translator's note, like the keikaku means plan stuff, in like the sidebars to really like get it. But like when the class president is like giving Naoto the tickets, she's just like, here, give it a take like the cat your girl or whatever with you, and you can practice your sketching. And like I guess according to the manga, the kanji or whatever for sketching is the same as like ejaculating. yeah so like, I mean, Nagatoro overhears this, but doesn't like press him on it. It just kind of like waits for him to offer the ticket and to go on like the date, and like, and obviously he does, and she says yes. And then when she reaches there, when she meets him, and he's like, oh yeah, hey, it's like, you made it, here, we're gonna sketch. And she does like that little thought thing in her head where it's like, sketch? Oh, so all the way up into the date, she thought, like, what did she think he was gonna do? Was he gonna like come at the zoo?
Thought they were gonna do the deed.
She really? That's so that is a weird thing to think. It's such a strange thing to think. Yeah, I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I think that's like the
it.
craziest it's ever gotten. With this,
Yeah.
and then there's like the
you don't think like the implication that Sakura's just fucking a guy in the nurse's office is a little bit more.
That's pretty crazy. And there's also some like pretty crazy fucking fan service stuff. A lot of feet stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's what was it?
I guess
just go to chapter 53 right now. Just go to chapter 53. I wrote this down because I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, everyone.
Okay, chapter. Oh god.
Yeah.
First page.
Exactly, dude. It's like a fucking shotgun blast to the skull. It's like Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's kind of. I was actually about to say like, it's kind of leaned towards more cute stuff now when we just finished up like a multi-chapter story of them like being stuck in a fucking shower with giant titty monsters. So, you know, now that she hasn't lost his touch.
Yeah, good arc.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
But what I was gonna say is, even in the most recent chapter 2, which we got a lot of spicy details here. There's also the little implication about Sakura and her current boyfriend and an ex-boyfriend.
Oh, what was that?
Maybe getting something on in a 3-way.
Oh yes.
She gets a pillow thrown at her face before she can elaborate further.
Yeah, that lady's crazy.
Hey, she's free. Can you say the same?
God bless.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what else to talk about. We got anything else we want to go at?
If you're good, I'd say I am as well. However, I do want.
We hit the hour mark, brother.
Yeah, that's nice. I think that's a pretty appropriate amount of time to discuss. It's a pretty fluffy manga, so even though there's like over 50 chapters of stuff we could talk about, it's kind of it's not like
it's like
full of.
You're probably listening. If you're listening to this, you've probably already read it, and you maybe just want to hear our thoughts on it. What we like, and like, hey, let us know what your favorite parts are in the comments. Sound off.
It's not like this fucking. It's not like this manga's like Monster or something. It's not. We're not getting like fucking pathos upon pathos every chapter. You'll just get like feet shots sometimes, and that one chapter where he puts on her tights. But all right. There's one more thing I want to do before we call it, and it's something I was saving for last, and
this is a surprise to me, viewers.
It has to do with the Redditors.
Yeah, we got beef.
No,
is this a beef alert?
No. You're not in trouble. We do need to talk, however. And now look, I'll be the first to admit, I pretty much say it every single episode. I am eternally grateful to the r/Nagatoro community, because I'm pretty sure they're like the people who watch it the most, watch this stuff the most, and I'm very appreciative of everything for watching, caring at all. That's great. You guys are cool. Please, for the love of fucking God, stop calling him Chad Pie. I cannot stand that. I don't
really.
I don't know what it is, but he.
You just don't like the idea of Senpai being a Chad?
No, it's no. It's not like that. It's just like the portmanteau. I think I'm using that word right. The portmanteau of Senpai and Chad. It's just, oh my god. It rolls off the tongue in all the wrong ways. I hate having to read Chad Pie. Look. It's like the guy where it's like, oh my god, he talked to Nagatoro. What a Chad. And it's like, I know, he's come a long way. Please stop calling him that. Please.
Look, we're both reading this manga. I feel like we both understand that, like, us, the audience for this in general, look, I think you're just gonna have to get used to it. Part of the experience of being a person reading manga in English is that you're gonna have people making like horrible Japan English, like portmanteau, like you're saying.
Well, I just wanted to get it off my chest. And now I have, which is good.
Yeah, stop that shit.
Yeah, fucking cut it out. And stop watching this after we say
Get out of here.
Or say our goodbyes. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for coming through.
To the Conqueror of Shambala, the Nagatoro Every Week podcast. I actually remembered one thing I do want to
let's keep this Midwest goodbye going. What you got?
Yes, exactly. I want to thank the viewers, my co-host Evange, and also can't forget our the artist for our thumbnail.
Yes. No, I was actually thinking that we should bring that up.
Yes. I reached out to Hachi. Yeah, sorry. I need to make sure I was getting her name right. After she posted some fan art of her and of Nagatoro and Senpai. There's like a little cover of them, like basically like the Nagatoro Z of them
that is
being married.
That is literally my favorite like piece of Nagatoro fan art I have ever seen. If you're listening to this, Hachi, I literally mean that. It's amazing. I love it.
It is super cute. It is really great. And I wanted and I was kind of scratching my head for a while over like I really want to get like some art commissioned for this podcast, and you know, there were a couple of ideas moving around in my head. There were a couple of artists I had in mind. Obviously none of them had commissions open, sadly, but money was no object. And not to say not to imply that Hachi was like a third or fourth choice or anything. It was just kind of like while I was shopping around, I saw her art and I really liked it, so I asked her to do a little piece, and she did, and I think she did a really fucking good job. And I'm sure she's been waiting like months for us to upload this podcast so she could post it on her Twitter. So
yeah.
So I'll be glad to finally finish that up so she can post her great art. Give her
thank you so much.
Yes, give her a follow. Her Twitter will be in the description, obviously. You know, she draws a lot of really good stuff. And all right, I think that is actually the end. I don't think I have anything else.
All right, well, yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming out. I hope we have more progress in the future.
Indeed. If anything significant happens in Nagatoro, you better believe that we will be there. Whenever this anime comes back, the podcast will awaken from its slumber, rise from its grave.
Iji Renaide, Nagatoro-san. The podcast. Every week. Season 2. Prepare yourselves.
Get ready. It's coming. Soon.
And so am I. See you next time.